Kaya nawawala ng tubig dahil sa, ayan, yan ang dahilan kung nawawala ng tubig. Aksaya ng tubig. Salog ng tubig, aksaya. And pangalawa, alright, yan, hindi raw lahat ng madungis, hindi lahat ng mabaho ay taong grasa. Yung iba, customer na Manila Water. Dahil hindi nakakapaligo, no? Ngayon, yung creativity ng mga Pilipino, grabe. Tingnan mo ito isang tao ito. Tingnan mo isang tao ito, pumaligo. Naliligo siya. Dapat gumagalaw yan eh. Gumagalaw dapat yan. Yung merong bote. Pag yuko-yuko siya, tumutuloy yung tubig na. Demonstrate ko na lang kaya yan dito. Yan. Okay, so, medyo may konti kwan. May dapat gumagalaw yan. Ayan. Pero dito gumagalaw, oh. What? Magkakaroon namin. Kita mo naman, hanap pa rin tao. That's okay, ha? Let's proceed to the next slide. Okay. And then, yung mga Pilipino, may mga iba't iba na yung mga, you know, yung mga nagbebenta, creative din sila. Tingnan mo ito. Minsan, with banana flavor. Ano na piso? Ano kaya yung saging na walang banana flavor? Mas mura yun. Okay, next slide ha. Ayan, tingnan mo ito ha. Plain bag, 180 pesos. Ano kaya yung plain bag na pinapatay ka pa? Ito naman, factory bed sheet, 150. Sinong gustong mag-kumot itong bed sheet na ito? Mabango yan. Baking soda. Magkaka-baking ka pagka tinawag. Ito naman, casing, 20 pesos na. Yung casing ng cellphone, casing. Okay. Ito naman, apple iced tea. Ano yung lasa na? Iced tea. Ito, new arrivals, long sleeveless. Paano nangyari yun? Long sleeveless. Ito naman, plural. Ano yung plural? Floral. Yung bulaklak, ano ganyan na? Ayan. Alright. So, are we okay now with the slides? Okay na tayo. Alright, and so, we left Manila, March 25, and then we went to Doha first. That was our first stop. And then after Doha, we went around in visiting our mission places in Europe. And we spent about 1 month there, visiting the different places in Europe. And praise be to God, the community, the group there is also growing. I was talking to Marco Hart and Angela a while ago that in Brussels, we have about 60 to 80 people attending already, and we have 4 feast nights. And in Milan, we were able to get a group of leaders from another community joining us, and natutuwa ako nagpadala ng mga pictures kanina, and ang dami na nila. And then also in Mallorca, we have a group there, and maganda, very cooperative yung pari natin. Yung pari natin, yung Pilipino, batang-bata, bibong-bibo. Nung nagpunta kami ng LLS Ditas, participant din siya. Participant din, pati sa mga group discussion, participant din siya. Siya nag-lead ng discussion. Tuwa ako sa pari yun. And then also in London, in Basingstoke, UK. And we have a growing group there also. Wonderful that the Lord is doing in our life. But the sad thing there is that, well, good thing that yesterday, not the sad thing, but good thing yesterday when we heard Mass, it was a Sunday, 7:30 p.m. Mass Filipino. Grabe, punong-puno yung simbahan. Talagang pumuputok. Hanggang sa labas, meron nagbebenta ng barbecue. Malayo pa lang ako, tumatawid pa lang ako ng kalsada, naamoy ko na yung suka. May sausawa ng lumpia. Siguro doon, no? So, kidding aside, talaga natutuwa ako, nagagalak ako. Ang dami talagang putok yung simbahan, mga Pilipino. Yung mga simbahan sa Europa, mga Pilipino na bumubuhay doon. As a matter of fact, yung nasa Canada kami last year ni Titas, may isang simbahan daw, sabi ng community member namin, yung isang simbahan doon, 13 years ago, they were about to close the church because wala nang nagsisimba. Sabi ng mga Pilipino, sabi niya, Father, give us a chance to revive the church here. That was 13 years ago. Today, there are 7 masses in that church. 7 na Sunday. Punong-puno. Puro mga Pilipino nagsisimba. May mga iba na mga puti, nagpupuntahan na rin, pero pangilang-ina, sakristan Pilipino, collector Pilipino, choir Pilipino, Eucharistic minister, yung lay minister Pilipino, liturgy, reader, lector, commentator Pilipino, lahat sakristan Pilipino. Yung pari mo lang hindi Pilipino. So natutuwa ako because that is what we Filipinos are doing. And so I was so glad to be able to see, the Filipinos full pack. Sabi sa akin ni Ferdy kahapon, meron pa po sa second floor yan, Brother Vic, sabi ko, nakita ko, hindi mo nakita. Mezzanine lang pala yan sa second floor. May TV doon dahil hindi na ma-accommodate. And so I was so happy. Because what we experience in Europe is the other way around. They've got big churches there. Ang lalaki ng mga simbahan. Pero kinonvert ng mga museum na. Yung iba, kinonvert na gymnast. Yung iba, Frankenstein themed bar. Yung iba is aerobics. Sasarado ng mga simbahan. And may mga ilan-ilan na simbahan nandun pa rin, pero sa laki, hindi rin sila magmimisa sa malaking simbahan doon sa mga side na lang. Kita mo yung mga simbahan, may mga side-side yan. Doon na sila mga chapels. But still part of the big church. Pero halimbawa, ganyan yan. Yung buong simbahan, may ganyan, may kapilya lang. Doon sila magsisimba. Rather than here, dahil dito museum na. Nandun yung mga tao, may bayad, may entrance. Hindi mo sa isisimpa dahil wala na koleksyon. Kulang na yung koleksyon. Diba? So yun. Nakutuloy isang pare sa Manila. Pinagchichismisan ng mga CWL. Sabi ko, si Father, may kapit, may kinita. Sinubong sa visa. Pinuntahan ng visa one day. Binisita. Kasama yung mga chismo sa mga CWL. Baka ni CWL, dito na kayo. Sabi niya, Father, sabi niya gano'n. Nakita mo, Bishop, sabi niya, Bishop. Kita mo, andyan yung mga sampayan. Kita mo, puro mga bistidya, puro mga base mga babae yan. Tapos pagpasok niya naman sa kwarta, sa kumbento na ando si Father. Kung nakita ni Father si Bishop, Bishop, napasya kayo. Namamanan siya si Father. Namamanan siya. Puro mga dami pang babae. Sabi ng mga chismosa, kita mo na Father, kita mo na. Bishop pa na. Kita mo na Bishop. Alam mo yung babae, itong pati mo. Sabi ng pare, Father, Bishop, ba't mo nadala? Nadala ko dito para mag-imbestiga. Balita ko ano ginagawa ng mga sampayan dyan, mga puro pambabae, bihis, damit pambabae, pinaplansya mo, damit pambabae. Mahal na Bishop, walang galang na, kulang ang koleksyon dito. Tumatanggap ko ng labada. Kaya, ba't na ba ako napunta ron? Kaya yung mga simbahan sa Europe, wala na ang koleksyon. Pare, okay na nagsisimba. We were in Milan one time, Bergamo, which is about 1 hour away from Milan. Doon kami tumitira. Mahal sa Milan. Doon kami and then padaan kami misa ni Tita sa isang simbahan. Pumasok kami. May misa, tama-tama may misa. Ang laki ng simbahan. Alam mo ilan ang tao? 5. Nagsisimba, 5. Wala mo, babae, lalaki. Puro mga babae. Anong ilang taon na? Anong edad? Past 70 years old. Even on Sunday masses we attend them, kukunti mga kabataan. Kukunti. Puro mga matatanda na. Kaya dito nagkakala ko, nakikita ko sila mga mga batang kagaya natin. We were on a train one time. On a train, and seated in front of me was a young lady. I struck a conversation with her. Sabi ko sa kanya, Hi, how are you? So, kwento-kwento, introduction, alam ko saan siya nang galing. She spent the night with her boyfriend. Pauwi siya ngayon. dahil hinahabol niya yung klase niya. He's 19 years old. Sabi ko, oh, so akala ko Italiano, dahil Italiano, mga Katoliko, di ba? Sabi niya, are you going to church? Sabi niya, no. Are you Catholic? Yeah, my mom is Catholic. How about your father? Agnostic. How about you? Atheist. Sabi ko, you don't believe in God? Sabi niya, no. 19 years old. Babae. You don't believe in God? Sabi niya, no. And who created human beings? Who created us? Well, we came from water. Science says we came from water. And from water it formed into a bacteria, microorganism, and out came man. And I asked her, who created the water? I said, listen, think about that. There must be somebody who created where we came from. If we came from water, there must be somebody who created the water. And who do you call that? Who do you call that creator? Hindi ko na pinush. I just let this thought. Amen? Amen? And so the challenge, did you ever wonder? You know, my wife and I have been coming to the Middle East on and off, and the first visit here, and then when we came home, I was wandering in that place 7 years ago. That was 2013. That was six years ago. And when we were going home, I asked myself, why are the Filipinos scattered all over the world? Did you ever wonder that? Why Filipinos are scattered all over the world? It's not only for us to be able to earn money. It's not for us to be able to bring home something so that we can sustain our loved ones back home. But there is a bigger purpose why we are scattered all over the world. We are the only Catholic country in Asia. And why are we Filipinos, Catholics, scattered all over the world? And we have, I think, and I believe, one singular mission. And it's not only for income or economic purposes, but it is also for us to be able to Christianize the world that we are in. To be able to play a significant role in that part of the world who does not know Christ, who does not believe in God anymore. And that is why whenever we are, we're so blessed. My wife and I are blessed that we've been in so many parts of the world already. And whenever we are in a country, wala kami makitang Filipino. One time we were in Oslo. That was, I think, about, I don't know how many years ago was that. It was Easter Sunday. And throughout the 3 days that we were there, wala kami makitang Filipino. Sabi ko sila, asawa ko, wala talagang siguro Filipino rito. Easter Sunday, Easter Vigil, 12 midnight. Pasok kami sa simbahan. Quiet, Filipino. We have a mission. Amen? Amen. And the challenge for us is for us to be able to Christianize the world. And how are we going to do that? Ask me how. How? Mahina. How? How? We can do that. We can Christianize the world by. Ask me how. How? Are you listening? Yes. How? By being a hero to someone else. Tap somebody's shoulder beside you and tell that person, be a hero. Be a hero. Be a hero. Yeah? What is common among, next slide. What is common among lapu-lapu? Akala ko wala pa si lapu-lapu, sasabihin ko sa tilapia. What is common among lapu-lapu? Andres Bonifacio, Jose Rizal. Baka may mga Dutertes dito. And Ninoy Aquino. What is common among them? They're heroes, right? But aside from being heroes, what is common among them?
They die for the country.
Huh? What? They're leaders, yes. Aside from being leaders and heroes, what is common? They're all dead. Yes? They're all dead. Now I'm emphatic about that because the world does not need dead heroes. The world does not need dead heroes. The world needs living heroes. Heroes who are alive. Heroes who can touch people. Heroes who can influence people. Heroes who can inspire people for a common cause. That is what the world needs now. And for us to be able to Christianize that, you can be a hero by caring for someone else. Are you with me?
Yes.
Are you listening to me?
Yes.
You can be a hero when you care for someone else. You're here right now. Are you listening?
Yes.
You are here right now because somebody was a hero to you. Because somebody cared for you. Somebody brought you to Jesus. Somebody brought you here, isn't it? Somebody cared for you. Somebody spent time with you. Probably over a cup of coffee or carrot. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes? Somebody became a hero to you. Somebody who's alive. But you don't stop there. You be a hero yourself. Because that is what the world needs now. You just don't sit down there and listen and be inspired and go home refreshed. Be a hero by caring for somebody else. Yes?
Yes.
Because God wants you to be a hero in another way. Why does God want you to be a hero? Ask me why.
Why?
Because the only way for you to become truly happy is when you become a hero. Is when you care for someone else. When you don't contain that love. When you don't contain that care that somebody showered you. When you don't contain that light that you have received to yourself only. When you allow that love to overflow from you. When you allow that light to shine out of you by caring and loving and inspiring and bringing to Jesus one soul at a time. One soul at a time. Yes?
Yes.
Do you want to be happy in your life?
Yes.
Do you know how to be happy in your life? I repeat, do you want to be really happy in your life?
Yes.
Do you want to experience fullness of joy in your life?
Yes.
How?
Yes.
By being a hero. By not only earning money, by not only amassing wealth, but by earning, but by blessing people, by being a hero to somebody else, by caring for somebody else. Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
We pray the Lord to our Lord. Can you all stand? Disturb us, Lord. When we are too well pleased with ourselves, when we are too comfortable, disturb us, Lord. When our dreams have come true, yes, dito na ako sa Abu Dhabi, having a good job. Disturb us, Lord, because we have dreamt too little. Say it to me, dreamt too little.
Dreamt too
We
little.
have dreamt too small. I'm now comfortable, Lord, because I'm attending the feast. I'm serving in the feast. I'm in the music ministry. Like Donald, I'm dancing. I'm leading the worship. I'm already serving Lord. I'm happy. When we arrive safely, because we sailed too close to the shore, yes? We have sailed too close to the shore. And now, beloved, why don't you go to the deep? Why don't you go to the middle of the ocean? Disturb us, Lord, to dare more boldly, to venture on wider seas, where storms will show your mastery, where losing sight of land, we shall find the stars. Yeah? If you want the Lord, If you want to become a hero, don't just fish on the shore. Go to the wider seas. Go to the deep ocean. Yeah? Allow God to be able to disturb you in 4 important things in your life. Are you ready?
Yes.
Are you ready to be disturbed?
Yes.
Do you want to be disturbed?
Yes.
Do you want to be bothered?
Yes.
Yes kayo ng yes. Ha? Pakikunan mo nga ng picture to ako. Kung sino yung mga naging. Okay, allow God to be able to disturb you in 4 things. The first one, disturb your asking. Disturb your associations. Puro letter A yan, ano? Disturb your affections. And the 4th one is disturb your actions. First, disturb your asking. Pakita mo mga yung katabi mo. Ready ka na ba? Sure ka? First, disturb your asking. What do we normally do when we pray? We ask. We ask for whom? We ask for whom? For ourselves, isn't it? We ask for ourselves. We ask, Lord, give me this. Lord, give me this. Lord, may I be promoted. Lord, give me this good job. Lord, may I go to Dubai or Abu Dhabi. Lord, I want to have a raise. I want to have a pay increase. Yes, everything is about ourselves. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But I want you to be able to start praying other kinds of prayer. I want you to be able to pray for somebody else. And I want you to be able to pray, God, help me to bless somebody today. When you open your eyes in the morning, Lord, show me the person that you want me to bless today. Lead me, Lord, God, to that person. Go ahead, Lord, and touch that person's heart right now. And I will follow. Lord, help me to be able to encourage somebody. Who is that somebody, Lord? Lead me to that person. Yeah? I don't know, I told you this story already. There's this young socialite. One day, she was walking from the office. It was already night time. It happened in probably Europe. It is a cold, chilly night. And naglalakad siya. At sa paglalakad niya, she passed by an old woman, matanda na, nasa kalye, doon natutulog. And then she was, nanginginig sa lamig yung matandang babae. Because she was thinly clad, thinly clothed, wala man lang jacket or heavy clothing, walang kumo. And then she was dirty, and she was famished, gutom na gutom. And the socialite took pity on her, kakaawa naman. And she felt the pain. And when she reached home, pagdating niya sa bahay niya, when she opened the door, it was already warm. Anything bahay. And then, she was hungry, she went to the refrigerator, opened the refrigerator, and there was a lot of food. And she ate. And then she took a warm shower. And then after that, she went to bed in her memory foam, memory bed, memory pillow. And then covered herself with a blanket. But she got up again. Naalala niya yung matandang nakita niya. Naawa siya. Sabi niya, Lord, do something about that woman. Please, Lord, do something. And the Lord whispered something to her. And the Lord told her, I have already done something, my daughter. And the socialite asked the Lord, what is it, Lord? What have you done? And the Lord whispered, I have created you. I have created you. Yeah? When you pray for somebody else, when you pray that to God, Lord, help me to be able to see and lead me, Lord, to that person you want me to bless today, to comfort, to be able to offer my shoulder to cry on, the Lord is going to answer that prayer. Are you with me?
Yes.
But are we praying that kind of a prayer? Are we? Second, disturb your associations. Disturb your itinerary. Disturb your schedule. Disturb your comfortable zones. And how are you going to do that? By exposing yourself to people who are suffering. By getting out of your usual route. By breaking your pattern. You see an office mate. You see a fellow kababayan who is miserable, who is depressed, who cannot work well enough because he's bothered about something. Perhaps you can invite her for lunch, or for a cup of coffee, or karate. But I don't want. I have an appointment already. I cannot, at 5 o'clock I'm rushing home because I don't want to miss my favorite telenovela. I get what I'm saying here. Disturb your itinerary. Angela, I'm rather feeling, give me a karate. Ako sasagot, usapin tayo. Are you getting what I'm saying? Yeah. But what about the telenovela? The other ear is whispering to you, Satan, naku, ang ganda, exciting yung susunod na parte ng telenovela. Mamimiss mo yun. Are you willing to be disturbed? Are you willing to disturb your usual route, your usual way of doing things, your routine, your schedule, your itinerary? Yeah? And how are you going to do that? 2 suggestions. Mingle with the lowly. Mingle with the lowly. Look for the wounded, the lost, the broken, the wounded. Get into their world. Enter and penetrate into their world. How? Karate. Yeah? Because tayo mga Pilipino. Hindi lang mga Pilipino, hindi ba? Pagka sinabi mo, usap tayo, let's have karate. What is that? That is an offer of friendship. Yes? That is an offer that I want to be engaged. I want to engage you. I want to connect with you. And don't be afraid to be rejected. Don't be afraid. Because there are times that you will be rejected, but don't be afraid. Because you're doing it for God. Because that is what a hero is. You're becoming a hero. Yeah? And one of the things, martyrdom of a hero, sacrifice of a hero, is not only the pain of going out of your usual route, it's not only missing the telenovela, it's not only missing the labada that's already piling up. It's not only missing the sale that is already on the last day. Are you getting what I'm saying? Last day na itong sale, sayang. Yung bibilhin ko, naando pa naman, ready na, naka-withdraw na ako rito. Payday ngayon, sayang, last day na. Are you going to use that for somebody else? Yeah? It's not only the pain, but it's also the pain also of getting rejected. When that person says, "Karang tayo, ayoko," then okay lang. But at least you offer it. Yes? And I know, for 7 years we've been here. And I know the plight of the OFWs, it's lonely, it's depressing. That's why a lot of people resort to worldly ways, like extramarital affair, premarital affair, to be able to comfort their loneliness, to be able to comfort and satisfy them. But these are opiums. These activities are opiums. It can only deaden them, it can only relieve them of their pain momentarily. The moment they wake up one day, they realize that their problems became complicated, naging sophisticated. Yes? Now the other way, for you to be able to disturb your association, your usual route, your usual routine, is to volunteer in ministries. Get out of your small world. Volunteer in ministry. Serve people. Brother Vic, nasa dance ministry na ako, sabi ni Donald. Brother Vic, nasa music ministry na ako. Okay na ba to? May answer to that? No. Do you hear me?
Yes.
Even if you're serving already, I am not. The Lord will be happier if you will get out of that usual rule and add more to that. Don't just be a spectator. Don't be, be content with your current service. Do not be involved. Get active. How? Karate. Are you getting what I'm saying? Like karate. Nakapag-serve na ako kay Lord, nakapag-dance-dance na ako doon, nakapag-gitara na ako, nakapag-kanta-kanta na ako. Pagkatapos of the rest of the week, wala na akong gagawin. May nakita kang nalulumbay, tama ba yun? Nalulumbay. May nakita kang depressed, may nakita kang umundi. Pabayaan mo na sila. Basta ako nakapag-serve na kay Lord, nakakanta na ako, nakasayaw na ako sa feast. Yes or no? You agree with me?
Yes.
Your service to the Lord, you're becoming a hero that's not stopped in your ministry. It continues. It's 24 hours, 7 days a week. I was talking to a high school good friend of mine, best friend of mine when I was in high school. After high school, when we graduated, I graduated in our hometown. Saan yun? Sa Labo. Labo ko talaga. Camarines Norte. That was, I don't know, many years ago. 1972 when I graduated. 28, that was 57 years ago. And then when we graduated, hindi ko na siya nakita. We went to Manila, went to study in different colleges. I didn't see him anymore. And I saw him only last 2 years ago. His name is Ramon. And I asked him, Ramon, saan ka nagpunta? Kami nakabukit pagkatapos ng college, pagkatapos ng high school, I studied here in Manila. Pagkatapos, after studying in Manila, I went to Saudi. And for 13 years, I was in Saudi. Wala na sa Saudi, nasa Canada. My baby he was telling the story about Saudi. Sabi niya, grabe yung lungkot sa Saudi Arabia. Grabe. Every day, may nagpapakamatay na Pilipino. Lumulunta sa building. I don't know, that was many years ago. I don't know if this is the same case now. That was in the late 70s and early 80s. Every day may tumatalo sa building. And then almost, sabi niya gano'n, almost every month may kumakatok sa pinto ako. 2 o'clock in the morning. 2 o'clock in the morning may kakatok sa pinto ko. Pilipino kapwa niya, Pilipino, sabi niya mo, gusto ko lang may makausap. Lulungkot ako. Yeah? Karate. Are you getting what I'm saying? Because you were there one time. Yes? You were there one time. And the reason why you're here now was because somebody was a hero to you. And now, start becoming a hero. Amen? Do you have friends who are lost? Do you have office mates who are wounded and bruised and broken? Sometimes we are comfortable with ourselves. Yes? We're so comfortable with being with religious people. Yes, Tuesday, Friday na naman, mag-feast. Makikita ko na naman si Angela. Makikita ko naman si Emma, si Donna. Makikita ko naman, ganda yung sumayaw. You feel so inspired. Nothing wrong with that. But so many people need God's love. People who are lost, people who are living without direction, people who lost meaning in their life. They need a Nehemiah. How are they? How is he? How is she? Will you be, and that is the biggest question, will you be a Nehemiah to them? Are you willing to get out of your comfort zones, your usual routine, to be able to love them and care for them, to be a Jesus to them? If so, karate. Invite them for karate. Tell them your story. Listen to their woes. Tell them your story. This is already the practical things. Ano gagawin ko, brother? Karate tayo ng karate. Eh, alam mo, minsan nag-karate kami, kasalanan ito ni Ian eh. Pinag-karate kami ng alas 11 ng gabi. Alas 4 ng madaling araw, gising pa kami. Yeah. So what are we going to do? Pagka nagka-karate, pagka nagko-coffee kami, tell your story. Don't just say, you know, these are the practical things already, huh? Don't just say, since mo kami problema kami. Eh baka buhusan ka ng karate. So the way to be able to open, the way for her or for that person to open up to you is for you to be open to them first. Tell them about your story. Alam mo, Donald, pansin, kano ka nakatagal dito? Okay, sinabi niya, 2 taon na ako. O 1 taon pa lang. So ako, alam mo, 13 years na ako dito, 15 years na ako. Alam mo, nung umpisa ako dito, alamin mo na muna kung ano yun. So, makikisuspecha ka na kung ano yung problema niya. Halimbawa, problema niya is nagulungkot. Alam mo, ganyan din ako nung first year ko dito. And then you will tell your story. And then how the Lord has worked in your life and how you are now. And then after that, you look at her. Or look at him. And then makikita mo na lang yan. Maluha-luha. And then pagkatapos, yan ang magsasalita. Correct? Yes or no?
Yes.
Tell them your story first. And then after that, pause. You know, for as long as you speak from your heart, you cannot be wrong. And then after that, listen to their story. And also, this is also a healing process for you. Are you getting what I'm saying here? This is also being a healing for you. A healing process for you. Because when you listen to other people's problems, when you find out what their wounds and their brokenness are, you will realize that you're not the only one who has problems or struggling. And then you will realize that you are not only focused on yourself, but you're also focusing on other people's problems. And you are healing slowly, yeah? Third, disturb your affections. Disturb your affections. We want, you know, it's a natural tendency for people to want to be relaxed, to be, you know, comfortable, to be peaceful, to be tranquil and complacent. That's a normal tendency of people, yeah? And this story happened in March 13 of 1964 in New York. And this is not only happening in New York, but this is happening every day around us. And we are witness to that. It may not be as similar, it can be as big as this one. This can be, you know, an analogy, but it can happen also in a small way among people. March 13, 1964, in New York, at 3 o'clock, 3:20 in the morning, Catherine Genovese was in front of her apartment, coming home from work. In front of her apartment, before she could open her door, a group of people mauled her, ginulpi siya, binugbog siya. And she was crying for help. 37 people nearby. When she was crying, when she was shouting, 37 people from the nearby apartments opened their windows and saw and witnessed what was happening. But it was only at 3:50 in the morning, after 30 minutes. Can you imagine that? Kung kinulpi ka ng 30 minutes, pinagsisisipa ka ng group of people na malalaki, probably, you know, big burly men. For 30 minutes, ginukulpi ka. Ano sa tingin mo mangyayari sa'yo? Ha? Mamatay ka. And it was only at 3:50 in the morning that somebody contacted the police. Catherine Genovese. It was too late. When the police came, she was already dead. Now, why did no one immediately help? Why did no one immediately contact the police? Because everyone who saw, the 37 people who saw that crime being committed, they were telling themselves, somebody will help me. Somebody will help her. Are you getting what I'm saying? Siguro yung nasa kabilang pito yung natatawag ng polis. That's what we call apathy. In psychology, they call that bystander apathy. You shrug your shoulders. Because something in our mind is telling us it's none of my business. Kayo na lang. Siguro yung kapitbahay ko, siya na lang tutulong. And once upon a time, there were two brothers. Their names were Cain and Abel. And you know the story. Out of envy, Cain killed his brother Abel. And when Cain was running away, God asked Cain, "Where is your brother?" And the famous words, "Am I my brother's keeper?" That same voice of Cain is also being uttered by a lot of people right now. Somebody is wounded, somebody is depressed, somebody needs help, somebody is lost. Where is Abel? And that same voice will still ring in our hearts and will still ring in our ears. Am I my brother's keeper? Whenever we meet a Catherine Genovese in our midst, whenever we see somebody wounded, whenever we see somebody lonely and crying and weeping and sobbing and could not get his mind or her mind at work because she is bothered by something else, will we think like Cain? Will we say also, am I my brother's keeper? Bahala na si MR dyan. Bigay ko na lang yung telephone number kay Apollo. Siya nang bahala tumawag dyan. And the story of Cain and Abel is found in the 3rd chapter of Genesis, the first book of the Bible. And the answer to that question, am I my brother's keeper, is all throughout the Bible. And the answer is yes, you are your brother's keeper. Yes? You are your brother's keeper. Friend, God is searching for heroes in your midst right now. Will you be that hero? Will you be Nehemiah? Or will you lead, or will you wait for somebody to lead and take action? Tell somebody beside you, I am my brother's keeper. I will lead. Dito tapos yun. I will lead. I will start it. Sinabi niya yan. Amen? Amen. Number 4, disturb your actions. Why do many of us have this bystanders apathy? Why? The psychologists' findings are this. First, those people who did not help because they depended so much on what others were doing. Because nobody is taking action, I will not take action also. If it's none of his business, it's none of my business too. Correct? Because no one was helping, the others didn't help too. We practice this group think. We flow with where the crowd is leading us to. We cannot be a contrarian. We cannot go against the flow. It's difficult for us to go against the flow. People do not want to get involved. And their motto is, it's none of my business. I have other things to do. I don't care. Because no one dared, everyone dared, didn't dare to. That's how most people make the decisions. Most people do not want to lead. Most people do not want to offer themselves. Yes? Most people want to be saved. And they just want to follow. Sige, umpisahan, susunod ako. Ito walang mag-umpisa. So here lies the importance of at least one person becoming a hero. One person. And it can start a movement. Yeah? Can you be that one person? You just celebrated your 10th year this year, anniversary, 10 years. And how did that start? There was one hero who started it here, and that's Ian and Chip. Started it in their flat, in their, do you call it a flat? In their villa. About how many hours from Abu Dhabi? Ilang oras ba yung villa? About 1 hour from Abu Dhabi. And then Ian would bring his car, pick up the attendees here, bring them to their house, to their villa, conduct a session there, conduct a feast there in their villa, and then after the session, bring back the people again here in Abu Dhabi and go back. So kung 1 hour yung one way, both ways is 2 hours. Pick up pa lang yun. Yung paghatid pa another 2 hours, 4 hours. And you need that movement. Amen?
Amen.
Start with something small. Karate. Yep. One day the husband told the wife, alam mo sweetheart, para sa iyo, lalawin ko ang Pacific Ocean. Alam mo sweetheart, para sa iyo, aakyatin ko ang Mount Everest para patunayan lang na mahal kita. Sabi ng asawa, simulan mo sa paghuhugas ng plato. Dami pang pag-sasabihin. Can you be a hero? Start with one small step. You can give an encouraging word to somebody. Yes?
Yes.
You can smile at someone. Nag-check-in kami ni Ditas from Paris. Sungit ng stewardess nung ground ko. Di man lang umingiti. Sabi ko, bonjour. Nakangiti ako sa kanya. Nung umiti ako sa kanya, kumanon lang. Pagkatapos kinakausap ko siya, nakangiti ako. Pagkatapos sabi ko sa kanya, have a nice day! Umiti na sila ganyan. Perhaps that ground crew is carrying something. Baka inaway siya ng boyfriend niya. Or baka may matinding problema. But that smile that he got from me, that she got from me, opened up a new horizon that day. At least I was able to make her smile. Can you smile at someone? Can you invite someone for karate? And just listen. And can you just give somebody a pat on the back and tell that person, I'm with you. I'm with you. Yeah? Kasi tayo po, sige nga, kung you're with me, karate ka ng karate sa akin, palanchin mo naman ako sa max. Small gesture, because every encounter, every moment of an encounter is an opportunity for you to become a blessing to that person. Yes? God said to Abraham, I will bless so you can be a blessing. You want to be a blessing? Bless first. Bless first. This is the reason He wants to bless us, so that we can be a blessing to others. Do you want to receive God's blessings? Then be a blessing. Be a blessing first. Yes? Be a miracle to somebody else. By, and when God, what God is asking you is not complicated. As I mentioned to you a while ago, a smile, a pat on the shoulder, an encouraging word. Just be kind. As a mother to your children, as a sister to your sibling, as an office worker to your co-office mate, even to your boss. There was a time I was working, when I was still working, and my boss was getting mad at me on the phone. And I told, before we hung up, sabi ko sa kanya, God bless you, sir. And he said, God bless you. Yeah. The truth is, sometimes we expect for a payback. Sometimes we expect a reward from this particular person whom we are kind to. And sometimes we will not get a reward from it. But I tell you one thing, and this is the truth, the Lord is the one who is going to pay you back. Proverbs 19:17 says, whoever is kind to the poor lends to the poor, and he will reward them for what they have done. And that reward is fullness of joy, happiness in your hearts. Yes? There's a story of a mouse and the mouse trap. Alam niyo ba yung story niya? The mouse and the mouse trap. One night, the mouse peeked from the mouse hole, and then nakita niya the owner of the house was setting up a mouse trap. Kinabahan siya. Labas siya ng bahay. And it so happened that it was a farmland. Takbo siya. Pagkatapos sabi niya, nakita niya si Chicken. Sabi niya, Chicken, there's a mouse trap in the house. There's a mouse trap in the house. Sabi ng Chicken, none of my business. I'll just pray for you. Takbo siya. Pagkatapos nakita niya si Piggy, Miss Piggy, there's a mouse trap in the house. Sabi ng Pig, none of my business. I'll just pray for you. Eh, siyempre ano gagawa ng mouse trap sa baboy at saka sa manok? Wala. Diba? And then, takbo na naman siya yung mouse. Takot na takot. And then, he saw a cow. Sabi niya, Mr. Cow, there's a mouse trap in the house. And what did the cow say? My business. It's none of my business. And so, the mouse went back to the house, sad and lonely. And then in the middle of the night, there was a big thud in the house. And the old woman, the wife, heard it. Nagising siya. Bumaba siya. Dahil sa dilim, tinignan niya kung ano nangyayari. Meron palang ahas na nakip yung mouse trap. Because dahil madilim yung gabi, madilim yung room, nakagat siya ng ahas. Nung nakagat siya ng ahas, the following day, nagkaroon siya ng fever. Nung araw, tayo anong gamot sa fever? Chicken soup. Chicken soup. Ha? Natsugi sa chicken. It's none of my business. Natsugi siya. Pinainom sa asawa yung soup. Pero hindi pa rin gumaling. Lumala ng lumala. Nabalitaan ng mga kapitbahay. Binisita siya. Dahil marami bumibisita, nahiya yung farmer na walang i-offer. So pinatay niya si Piggy. Inihain, pork adobo, lechon kawali. Lumala pa rin yung asawa, and then finally namatay. Nung namatay siya, nagtagsa ng maraming tao. Kailangan pakainin yung mga tao. Pinatay si Cow. It all started by my business. The lesson is this: don't ever say it's none of my business. Why? Because, are you listening?
Yes.
Because we are indelibly. What do you mean by indelibly? Indelibly. Paano yung indelible ink? We are indelibly. We cannot be detached from each other. We are indelibly connected with one another. We are a social being, yes? And we are connected with one another. We cannot live by ourselves. We need to be able to take concern for others, especially what they're going through. My brother's pain is my pain. My sister's heartache is also my heartache. We should be feeling their pains and their heartaches too. Yeah? You know why the world is in darkness right now? I mean, literally in darkness during the night. Gabi. Literally in darkness. Lumabas ka dyan, ewan ko lang dito dahil puro saan dito. kaya hindi mo makita yung langit. Nakakakita ba kayo ng mga bituin dito? Hindi. Sa pamisan-misan. Pero sa Pilipinas, clear ang sky, lumabas ka, tumingin ka sa langit, tumingala ka sa langit, makikita mo ang daming bituin. Sabi ng mga astrologers, the world should not be in darkness during the night because of the billions of stars there. But the reason why the world is in darkness despite of those billions of stars, the reason is this. Ask me why. Ask me what?
Why?
The reason, why? The reason why the world is in darkness is because those stars do not have enough reflective, say that with me, reflective. Those stars do not have enough reflective surfaces. They receive light from the sun, but they're not able to reflect it back sufficiently. Kumukuti-kuti ka. Tanong ko sa inyo, nakatanggap na kayo ng liwanag? Kukuti-kuti tayo ba rin? The world is in darkness, emotionally and spiritually. Many people are lost. Many people are in darkness. You who have received the light, kuti-kuti-kuti ka lang ba? Or magkakarati ka? This is the day when you will get out of your shell and light the world, especially in this part of the world. Don't say, it's none of my business. Enough is enough of thinking only for yourself. This is the day when you will commit yourself that you will receive the burden for lost souls. You may be going through life with difficulty and with pains as well. But if you start caring for other people, then miracles are going to happen. Not only in your life, but also in the life of others. Or should I say that the other way around? Miracles will not only happen in other people's life, but also in your life. The river of blessings will open up and will start flowing from you because you allowed yourself to be a light to others. You have allowed yourself to be a blessing to others. You have allowed yourself to be used by God, and there will be fullness of joy in you. And so that spark of smile on your faces is a sign that there's fullness of joy because you have shared the light. You have used yourself to be a river of blessing to others. Amen?
Amen.
And so, what we're going to do, can we all pray? Let's bow down our heads. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.